Yo, it's Go and welcome to the video. There was a Sunwell Plateau raid done on the beta last night. My buddy Griftin, an awesome feral druid, was tanking a lot of the fights in there, and we had a little talk about, how the whole raid felt at the end when he was all done. And one of the big things that he was talking about was how quick the fights are going to be. Kalecgos here, for example, was a 2-minute fight. Brutalis was a 2-minute 30-second fight. Felmyst was bugged and never landed, she kept flying around back and forth, and they downed her by putting up dots for like 10 minutes. Twins was only a minute and 20 seconds. Muru was just under 2 minutes at about a minute 50, and not including phase 1 with the 3 ads, just counting when KJ spawned to when KJ died, it was only a 3-minute fight. So while I was editing this, I realized that I did not have a link for the logs and figured you'd probably be asking for them. So right now I don't. If I end up finding logs, I'll put them in a pinned comment down below. So now that we have kind of like a baseline of how long the fights could be in the pre-patch, I took a look back at my spec that I want to run for the pre-patch. So here's my template, and then there's 2 extra points to put wherever I end up deciding. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal where these last 2 points go. And even this 1 point in Moonglow, you could put it in Genesis, since the main getaway that I got from the fight links is that we shouldn't be having mana issues. So points spent in Moonglow, Dream State, or even trying to get down to intensity, I don't think we need to worry about. They didn't have a balanced druid in their raid to check their mana bar to see how they were doing at the end of the fights. But having this 1 point in Moonglow instead of Genesis will help us get through the trash a little bit quicker without having to drink so much and have downtime getting from boss to boss. So basically everything in the balance tree is filled out except for Genesis and Brambles, other than Dream State and Moonglow for the mana regen that we shouldn't need. And then Alkin Frenzy, it's really hurting me not having any points here, but since there's nothing to base it off of, maybe another raid or 2 can happen before the pre-patch launches, and hopefully there will be a boomkin in that raid that has at least 1 point in Alkin Frenzy to see if it's going to proc off of any of the bosses. Since we'll have dual spec, this could be an option that we could have 2 points in here for 1 spec and take those 2 points out and put them in Improved Mark of the Wild or Furor for some extra intellect, or even like a 2nd point in Moonglow or 2 points into Dream State. I thought about having a trash spec and then like a boss spec, but having that mana regen for the trash could be one of your specs, and then having 2 points in Alkin Frenzy for the bosses that this could proc off of could be your 2nd spec. For the glyphs, I don't think there's really anything better than getting the Starfire and Moonfire glyph. You won't have Glyph of Focus available, Glyph of Starfall available. Those won't be until after the launch of Wrath of the Lich King. The only other glyph that could be maybe useful would be Insect Swarm, but I've been testing that on the beta and it's just not putting out enough damage. Can't crit, so it can't give us Nature's Grace procs. But if I had to pick one of these to choose to have Insect Swarm, I would switch out the Glyph of Moonfire for the Glyph of Insect Swarm. So all you Insect Swarm lovers out there, that's my advice for you. That's it for this one. Just a quick update on what I'm thinking about for the pre-patch spec-wise and how our mana could be. Again, doesn't seem like much of an issue, so that's good news for all of us. If you want to check out the tank's point of view, I'll have a link to his channel down below, and I'll put timestamps for all the boss fights from his VOD in the description of my video. I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe I'll try to throw it into a comment on his video too. If you want to see for yourself just how fast these bosses were melting, definitely go check out his VOD. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the pre-patch.
Don't stop! A boomkin! Can you help me find the boomkin?